4th of July is almost upon us, and it's got to be the most frightening holiday in all of the United States for dogs and cats everywhere. I have the essential things that you need to do to help your pets have a great 4th of July. Number one, create a safe space. If you haven't already, you can at least try to get started before the 4th of July, and then you'll definitely have time before the next big fireworks holiday, which is New Year's Eve. So a safe space is a place where your pet can go, where they have everything they need. So for a dog, we've got water, we've got puzzle toys stuffed with food, comfy bed. For a cat, you're going to have those things, and also a litter box. We don't intend to shut your pet in that space, but it needs to be as much like a bunker as it can be. So we're talking about walk-in closets, half baths, or maybe just a basement without any windows. And so we want to make sure also that we're drowning out the outside sound. The best way to do that is with something like white noise plus classical music. There's even an app you can get called Zounds, and that app has a white noise plus also some classical music mixed in, and you can put that through your Bluetooth speakers. You want to make sure those sounds are loud enough that it drowns out the outdoor sound. So the purpose is not just to soothe your pet, but also to make it so they can't hear what's going on outside. Some of my patients have been scared of certain types of music or white noise, so you don't want to start this on the 4th of July. Even though we're close, go on, get started right now, seeing what your pet likes to hear and what they can tolerate. You may have to sit with them in the safe zone if you have not already prepared this space for them ahead of time and taught them how to go there. Again, you have lots of time before New Year's Eve, our next big US fireworks holiday, to prepare a safe space and train your pet to go there. Another thing that we want to think about is keeping your pet occupied. In one study in dogs, one treatment emerged as, bar none, the best treatment for preventing future progression of noise aversion, and that was playing with your dog and giving them food during the noise event. That was even better at preventing future progression than behavior modification and medications. So make it as fun as you can, whether it's for your dog or for your cat. There's cool devices you can buy, like for example, the Rex Specs Ear Pro. This is a kind of hat that your dog wears, for lack of a better term, and it has noise canceling foam in it. And if your dog will tolerate it, it can be extraordinarily effective, like a miracle. A miracle. Dogs sleep through noise events when they used to be petrified of them. One thing you cannot do is slam them on your dog's head and hope for the best. You've got to get your dog used to the product before you wear it during a noise event, or you risk them being deathly afraid of the product because they're going to pair that with the fear of the sounds. Your dog or cat may need medicine to make it through this 4th of July. I hope you have contacted your vet. You want to start contacting your vet about 2 weeks out from the 4th of July. And the reason for that is because these medicines that we use to calm animals are not one size fits all. Some animals need an anti-anxiety medicine. That's one type of medicine. Some need a medicine that will help them sleep. That's another type. Some need medicines that help them to calm down, and some animals need a combination. Okay, so you can't just call on July 1st. You got to get well ahead of that event. And once your veterinarian prescribes a medicine, you have to try it, because the way that they work, even if your medicine chooses anti-anxiety for your pet and that's the right choice, there are multiple medications in that particular category. And the way those medications work is totally individual to your particular pet, the way they metabolize the medicine, etc. So you have to have time to test those medicines, okay? Now, you have to decide how you're going to give the medicine depending on what your neighborhood is like. If your neighborhood is very predictable, the fireworks are going to start at 8 o'clock on that night, easy peasy. You get the meds in your pet a certain number of hours, depending on the medicine. Usually it's 2 hours, but it can be longer or shorter, right? You're going to get those meds in a certain amount of time before the event. If you are unlucky enough to be in those neighborhoods where people start setting fireworks off for a week in advance and a week after, frankly, please strongly consider medicating your pet for that entire time. I would rather your pet be a little sedated for a couple weeks than to suffer and panic and be terrorized for a couple of weeks, because we all know what can happen to those animals. If they are deathly afraid of going outside because they've heard fireworks outside, or even, while they're inside, they can hear it from outside, they may refuse to go outside entirely. I have plenty of patients who will not walk outside. I have plenty of patients who urinate and defecate in the house because they're afraid to go outside to go to the bathroom. I have people walking their dogs at 3 a.m. because they're so noise phobic that they won't go outside. So it's extremely important that you take the road of no panic, which often means medicating your pet for that time period. Okay, we have all been there in situations in our lives where we've had to take medicine and maybe we didn't want to, but it kept us from being painful or stressed. It's short term. Just give it a try, right? And then you're going to discontinue those medications once we are well past the 4th of July. You can do this even if you're short on time. Contact your veterinarian, get your safe place set up, prepare to stay with your pet, and keep it fun. Have a safe and low stress 4th of July.